Hey everybody, Billy from Billy's Bike Adventures here. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in today. Today I'm going to be answering a question from one of my viewers, Lewis, who sent in a question regarding my GPS unit now that it's attached to my bike. You may recall recently that I did a couple of videos where I showed you how to mount a GPS mount to the bike, and then also a separate video on how to wire it in so that when you start your ignition on your bike, your GPS unit also switches on automatically. Lewis wants to know, what is the GPS unit like now that it's attached, and what is it like when I'm out riding? What's the vibration like? Is it a good bracket to buy for his identical bike? So Lewis, thank you very much for the question. So keep watching and I'll give you my thoughts on it. By the way, if you do like the video today, don't forget to subscribe down in this corner here. Just press that subscribe button there. You'll get access to all my other videos, and it'll be great to have you along on the journey with me. So keep watching and let's get into it. So this is the third adventure bike that I've had. I had a KTM 1190 adventure to begin with. Then I had a Ducati Multistrada Enduro, the 1200. And then I'll come back to KTM, this time on the 1290 Adventure R. And with the 1190 Adventure and this bike, I have to say the standard bracket that you get, or that you're able to get with the KTM bikes, is very good. If I compare it to the Ducati that I had, there was no one set bracket that I found particularly good, and I went through 3 different types of bracket for the Ducati. I'll show them on screen to you now, but each of them, no matter which one I used, the vibration was really bad on the Ducati. I didn't feel that the bracket was secured well enough and tight enough, and I was only limited by how tight I could actually do the screws. But the actual the brackets itself for the Ducati were pretty bad, and I ended up rattling through 3 different types of brackets for that bike, and really didn't get to grips with it. And that includes a ram mount for the handlebars, and even that was pretty bad on the Ducati. Coming back to the 1190 Adventure, the first KTM that I had, well, here's a little clip for you of the bracket and my sat nav on the bike. And as you can see, there's a little bit of vibration, but not to the point where you can't clearly read what's in front of you on the GPS screen. Not an issue at all on the KTM, and that was a standard bracket similar to the one that I have here now on the 1290 Adventure R. So what about the 1290 Adventure R? Well, again, there is a little bit of vibration, and clearly taking this bike off-road has more of an impact, especially when you're giving it some welly, and there's a few lumps and bumps on the track ahead of you. But on the road, for the better part, it's actually not too bad. Yes, there's some vibration, but again, or there's some movement, or bounce, I should say. But again, not bad enough that I would consider it to be useless. I can clearly read the screen in front of me, and it doesn't bother me one jot, I suppose. I recently took this bike up to the Northumberland National Park, Kielder Forest, and I was using this bike on the way up and on the tracks there, and not an issue really. And I mean, most of the time on the tracks you're obviously looking at the road ahead of you rather than the sat nav, but not an issue whatsoever in terms of the travel I did all the way up to Northumberland National Park, given that I'm based in Cambridge. So for the better part on A roads and B roads, 60-70 miles an hour, not a problem with this particular bracket for the bike. I'll leave a link below to the KTM power part for the particular bracket that I have on this 1290 Adventure R. Click on that, and that'll give you a few options of different prices and different places to buy. So at slower speeds you will notice more of the movement within the sat nav, but not enough to create any issues about visibility of the direction that it's showing you to go. The screen's very clear. It'd be nice if it's a little bit bigger, if I'm honest. Getting so used to this fantastic TFT screen on the KTM that the GPS system looks a little bit small now, but outside of that it's actually fine. So I've just switched my handlebar cam on, just to give some idea of what it was like pulling away there. Just to give you an idea hopefully a pretty good idea of how much movement there is. And despite what it looks like on the screen, it is potentially not as bad as what it may look from your point of view. From my point of view, it's a perfectly good working bracket for the GPS system, and I have no issues with it whatsoever. Like I say, I haven't come across the perfect bracket mount yet for GPS navigation units. I haven't tried the BMW, so I can't comment in relation to how it compares to the BMW. But I've got no desires to change the bracket for this bike whatsoever. It is perfectly good. So what about the motorway then? Let's have a look and see what it looks like on the motorway. It's probably actually going to be better, if I'm honest. A little bit higher speed, less vibration. There's no more movement on the bracket and the GPS unit than normal, actually. Exactly the same, as you can see, as what it was on the A's and B's roads that I've just been on. So again, perfectly visible, no issues with being able to see the screen clearly in terms of the bounce. Absolutely fine. Yes, there's going to be bounce with every bracket, I guess. And I've not come across a bracket yet that I've been 100% perfectly happy with. So no need to change the bracket on this bike.
So I hope that review has been useful for you, Lewis. Thank you very much for sending the question through to me, and I hope others have found it useful as well. So highly recommend the bracket for the KTM 1290 Adventure R, the same one that I have. As I said earlier, the information will be down below in terms of the SKU number for that particular product, and I'll leave a couple of other links about where you can potentially pick those up as well. So if it has been useful, give me a like, a thumbs up and a like, please, and also subscribe to my channel down in the bottom right hand corner there. You'll see a subscribe button, so please subscribe. It'll be great to have you along on the journey with me, and you'll get access to all my other videos. So if you've got any questions, please email them through to me, billybikesadventures@gmail.com. But for now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.